The battleground called America sees one skirmish after another, but who is fighting for faith, family, and flag? Charles Benninghoff, and here he is with today's action plan to defeat the forces of globalism.
We sure stirred up a hornet's nest in Washington, D.C. with my video yesterday on a team of suspected Muslim Brotherhood operatives who hacked every Democrat in the House, and maybe the Senate too. It turns out that the Capitol Police have a laptop in their possession as evidence in this case, and Representative Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, I should say disgraced Representative Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, who is a Democrat from Florida, really wants that laptop back before the cops dig into it. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and in this case, it's a great big bonfire as the Democrats start to panic. So we need to increase our calls for a special prosecutor to be appointed in this case. Today, I'll briefly recap this case, which is in the world's biggest hack category, in which 4 Pakistani information technology employees, sometimes they call them IT workers, have hacked virtually every Democrat in the House and maybe the Senate as well. I'll show you the video of Wasserman-Schultz threatening the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police in a committee hearing over a government-owned laptop, which is evidence in this criminal case. And I'll tell you how you can use our GEMS system to speak out to the House of Freedom Caucus to demand that a special prosecutor be appointed. You might ask why we should bother speaking out to Congress. Well, because it's the best means to preserve faith, family, and flag in America. It's the best means, and it really works. Here's an example. Barack Obama nominated anti-Second Amendment zealot named Merrick Garland to fill a vacant seat in the Supreme Court last year. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was ready to push that nomination through for his big buddy Obama. But when the Senate heard the backlash from our network of patriot activists, the GOP found its spine and stood its ground, refusing even to hold confirmation hearings for Garland. Remember, old McConnell was at the beginning very much for this guy, but as soon as he heard the backlash from us, he jumped on our bandwagon. So don't be confused about what his position was originally. Go back and check it. Well, today, Justice Neil Gorsuch is the newest member of the Supreme Court. Why? Because Americans spoke out. American patriots told the House and the Senate what we want. When we speak out, we make history, and we hold the line against the forces of globalism that are trying to destroy America and turn it into an unincorporated county belonging to the United Nations. A lot of times you will see online petitions where you can add your signature, and someone promises to send those petitions to Congress. Do they ever? I don't know. Do they ever make any difference? I've never seen any difference. Those petitions, in my humble opinion, are entirely worthless. All they do is collect your email address so the sponsors can sell it to email marketers. You know that's the truth. With our system, we give proven results, excellent products, and your personal letters are delivered directly to the office of the senator and the representatives, and we never sell your information to anyone. So click the subscribe button to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or mouse over the video screen right now, or tap on it on your mobile device. Then click on the YouTube eye. It's the icon that comes up in the upper right corner. And you know what? You click on that, it'll take you to a link where you can come to our website and sign up for our newsletters, our action calls. And these things are powerful. They stir up a hornet's nest yesterday, and they're going to stir up one tomorrow. When you get that done, just come back here. We'll be waiting. Now, let's get to the world's biggest hack and how Wasserman-Schultz is threatening the cops. Disgraced former DNC chairwoman Wasserman-Schultz hired a Pakistani information technology wizard back in 2005. The man's name is Imran Awan, and FrontPage magazine says he's a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. I think they're right. Over the next few years, Awan secured IT jobs for his two brothers and then his wife, who are also suspected Muslim Brotherhood operatives. Yes, this is the same Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organization that spawned ISIS, which blew up a concert hall filled with little girls in Manchester, England this week, killing 22 and injuring 60. And we have them working right in our House, right in our Senate. From 2009 to 2013, Awan and his team became indispensable technology workers for every House Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, the Homeland Security Committee, and the Foreign Affairs Committee. And who do you think was getting copies of all that documentation? They're suspected of setting up a thin client computer system in every Democrat's office. A thin client is a system that offloads all data from a computer to an off-site server. Every email, every classified document, every picture gets dumped on an unauthorized server. Can you imagine? There's no secret that these people who run that server don't know about the House Democrats. No one knows where that server is. But as I pointed out in yesterday's video, there was one person in Washington who we do know that was running an unauthorized and illegal server from 2009 to 2013. That person was former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Here's a picture of the Pakistani I-T expert Imran Awan whispering in Bill Clinton's ear. So you know what? There's a connection. Starting in 2013, when crooked Hillary left the State Department to run for president, Awan's team started doing IT work for the entire House Democrat caucus. Every single one of them. Every single one could have been hacked, and I think they were. Every Democrat was hacked by these guys, I'm positive. The reason why the 4 suspect Muslim Brotherhood operatives got caught in February was because they were billing what's called a no-show job, and they were billing that direct to Congress. A no-show job is a trick how the mob plays when the labor unions all the time. They collect a fraudulent salary for an employee who's on the books, but never shows up for work. The Awan brothers are accused of collecting $4 million in salary positions for other family members and friends whose names were listed in these no-show jobs. So why isn't there an investigation going on? Why aren't these guys locked up? Why are the people who hired them and did not exercise control over them, why are they not under suspicion? So now in February, they were banned from the House network and they were escorted out of Congress. But that's all that's happened that I know of. But on the other hand, here's where things get really interesting. Schultz immediately started protecting Imran Awan. Imran was technically her employee, so to keep him from being completely kicked out of the building, the Daily Caller says she changed his title and started calling him an advisor. Yeah, you change it from an employee to advisor, and it doesn't matter how much they've cheated. If you're a Democrat, you still get in the door. I think she wanted him in the building as long as possible so he could cover up evidence that we discussed yesterday, but in general, it's all the dirt of every single Democrat elected House member and every one of their employees using these computer clients. As Awan brothers were being escorted out of the building, wow, this is a real kick. Listen to this. As they were being escorted out of the building, actually it was the Rayburn House office building, there's a crack in the cement alongside one of the walls. It's an old building. It's been there for generations, and it needs renovation, so there was this big crack there. Wasserman-Schultz's laptop was found in that crack after Aman's brother stuffed it there to hide it. Her office isn't even in that building. So this Muslim Brotherhood operative has got Wasserman-Schultz's laptop, and he's walking around in a building where Wasserman-Schultz is not even found. That laptop is now in the possession of the police, and Wasserman-Schultz really, really, really wants that laptop back. Just think what's on that laptop. Here, take a look at the exchange when Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, the disgraced Debbie, confronts the chief of Capitol Police in an appropriations hearing of all things. Listen up. You'll really love this. And catch her face look closely at her face. You'll see there's a lot of emotions there. I think she knows her goose is cooked.
Under my understanding, the Capitol Police is not able to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. It is their equipment, and it's supposed to be returned.
Well, I think there's extenuating circumstances in this case, and I think that, working through my counsel and the necessary personnel, if that in fact is the case, and with the permission of through the investigation, then we'll return the equipment. But until that's accomplished, I can't return the equipment.
I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there would be consequences.
If I were the chief of police, I'd be hiring a food taster to check my soup for poison for the rest of my life after that showdown with Wasserman-Schultz. After all, old Debbie is part of the Clinton crime family, a family that wields power through bribes, blackmail, and bullets, and maybe even poison in your soup. That poor guy's days might be numbered. Did you see the hatred in her eyes? Schultz really wants that laptop back. If you have a piece of property that's seized as evidence in a criminal investigation, you're not getting that property back until the prosecutor releases it to you, and that could take years. Just ask anyone who's ever had their car stolen and recovered by the police. You're going to be without wheels until that case is over, unless you get some sort of special dispensation. And that's what Schultz is looking for. Why? Because Schultz is obviously furious to be threatening a police chief with consequences, but she's also outwardly looks nervous, indeed almost hopeless. What do you suppose is on that laptop? And why do you suppose that Muslim Brotherhood operative had it in his possession? Aha, I'll bet there's some good stuff, and we know she doesn't want the police to start digging into it. I think there's a lot in there about Seth Rich. Why? Because he was also a Democrat operative who leaked information to the WikiLeaks, and after they found out that he did, he was murdered with 3 bullets in the back of his head. We know that when Wasserman-Schultz was the head of the DNC, also, she colluded with the Clinton crime family to steal the 2016 presidential nomination from Bernie Sanders. For that crime, she was forced to resign from being the head of the DNC. Maybe she on that laptop has some of the 30,000 emails that her close friend, Hillary Clinton, deleted off her unauthorized server that was stored in her bathroom. Maybe Wasserman-Schultz has details that the Muslim Brotherhood hackers she hired stole from other Democrat members of the House. I think so. I can only imagine the amount of dirt that she and her fellow operatives have on Democrats after her Muslim Brotherhood employees spent 8 years hacking every Democrat's computer in Congress. But this exchange with the chief of police is a perfect example of why we need an independent special prosecutor. Congress can't investigate itself because every Democrat is compromised after 8 years of their data being stolen by the Clinton crime family. The Capitol Police can't investigate because Wasserman-Schultz and any of her accomplices hold power over their funding. They're compromised. The only way to get to the bottom of the world's biggest hack is by having Congress appoint a special prosecutor and giving that special prosecutor plenipotentiary powers. Donald Trump didn't hack the Democrats. Russia didn't hack the Democrats. No, the biggest hack in the United States history was carried out by 4 Muslim Brotherhood employees of former DNC chief Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, and she is now trying to protect herself from criminal charges because illegal wiretapping conducted by those former Muslim Brotherhood employees, and that was done by threatening the cops who were investigating the computer episode. It can't get any wilder than that. And I think also she's protecting Hillary Clinton because the most likely scenario that I can think of, in my humble opinion, is that all of the data was sent from Congress. It was sent to those clients, ended up on Crooked Hillary's illegal server. It wasn't 30,000 emails that was erased, I don't think. What do you think? You need to speak out. That's what I think, folks. You need to speak out, and we need your help. Go to our action page today and use our GEM system to send personal letters to the House Freedom Caucus. The House Freedom Caucus is a a trigger for all this stuff in the United States House of Representatives. We target the House Freedom Caucus for that reason. And if you send to the House Freedom Caucus this information, and enough of us do it, we will get action. You can help us blow this case wide open and make history. You can become your own action hero. Yes, do it now. Bob Mallory will have instructions on the next screen explaining how to get to our action page and what you need to do when you get there, so stay tuned. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's many blessings.
If you're on our action page on our website, use the form next to the video screen to select a program and send personal letters to Congress. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the icon appearing now to find the link to our action page, or check the video's description to find the link. Speak out today.